In the year 2001, one of the largest companies in the entire world disappeared overnight. Not slowly, not gradually, overnight. 20,000 employees showed up to work one morning. And by the end of that week, their jobs were gone. Their pensions were gone. Their life savings were gone. The company was called Enron. And what happened inside it was not just fraud. It was the most sophisticated lie ever told in the history of American business. And the wildest part is that everyone could see it coming. The warning signs were everywhere. The numbers never made sense. The questions were being asked out loud. Nobody stopped it. This is the story of how Enron fooled the smartest people on Wall Street, destroyed thousands of ordinary lives, and changed American business forever. And it starts with a pipeline in Texas. It is 1985. A quiet natural gas company called Houston Natural Gas merges with another quiet company called Internorth. The result is a boring, unremarkable pipeline business. They name it Enron. Nobody cares. Nobody is watching. It is just pipes in the ground, moving gas from one place to another. Then they hire a man named Jeff Skilling. Skilling is not a pipeline person. He is not interested in pipes. He is interested in one thing and one thing only: money and the ideas that create it. Skilling comes in with a vision that sounds almost too clever to be real. What if Enron stopped being a pipeline company and became a trading company instead? What if instead of owning the gas, Enron just made markets for it? Buy here, sell there, take the spread, repeat. It is the same logic as a stock exchange, but for energy. The board loves it, the investors love it, Wall Street loves it, and so Enron transforms. It stops being a company that owns physical things and starts being a company that trades ideas about physical things. And for a while, it works. By the mid-1990s, Enron is one of the most admired companies in America. Fortune magazine names it the most innovative company in America 6 years in a row. The stock is climbing, the revenues are growing, the executive bonuses are staggering. And at the center of all of it is a man named Ken Lay. Ken Lay is the chairman, the face, the grandfather figure who shakes hands with presidents and talks about vision and values and integrity. Meanwhile, behind the vision and values and integrity, something else is happening entirely. The trading business is getting complicated. Some of the deals are losing money. Some of the bets are going wrong. And Enron has a problem, because when a publicly traded company loses money, it has to tell people. Enron does not want to tell people. So they find a solution. And the solution has a name: mark-to-market accounting. Mark-to-market accounting sounds technical. It is not complicated. Here is what it means. Normally, when a company signs a long-term contract, say a 10-year deal to supply energy to a city, they record the money as they actually earn it, year by year, payment by payment. Mark-to-market says something different. Mark-to-market says, estimate the total future value of that contract right now, and record all of it as profit today. Not when you earn it, today. So Enron signs a deal. Maybe it is worth $100 million over 10 years. Under normal accounting, they record $10 million of revenue per year. Under mark-to-market, they record $100 million on day one. The stock jumps. The executives get bonuses. The analysts are impressed. And then next year, they have to find another deal just to keep up. And the year after that, an even bigger one. It is a treadmill that only goes one speed, faster. And Enron is running as hard as it can. Now enter Andrew Fastow. Fastow is the chief financial officer. He is the numbers person, the one responsible for making sure the books are clean and honest. Instead, he becomes the architect of the greatest accounting fraud in American history. Here is what Fastow does. He creates hundreds of separate companies, shell companies, companies that exist only on paper, companies with names like LJM Cayman and Raptor and JEDI. Yes, JEDI, as in Star Wars. These shell companies have one purpose: to absorb Enron's losses. When Enron makes a bad investment, instead of recording the loss on their own books, they move it into one of Fasto's shell companies. The loss disappears from Enron's financial statements. The shell company holds it instead. But here is the part that makes this fraud almost beautiful in its audacity. Fasto personally owns these shell companies. He is not just hiding Enron's losses, he is personally profiting from the arrangement. He is being paid by both sides simultaneously. The man hired to protect Enron's finances is robbing Enron while hiding the evidence of the robbery. And nobody, not the board, not the auditors, not the regulators, asks the obvious question until someone does. Her name is Sharon Watkins. She is a vice president at Enron, an accountant, someone who understands numbers well enough to know when they stop making sense. In August 2001, she writes a memo to Ken Lay. The memo is 7 pages long, single-spaced. It says, in plain language, that Enron is built on accounting tricks that will eventually collapse. She uses the word implosion. She says she is afraid Enron will implode in a wave of accounting scandals. Ken Lay reads the memo. He passes it to the lawyers. The lawyers investigate themselves. They find nothing wrong. Sharon Watkins goes back to work. The stock keeps climbing. The bonuses keep flowing. The shell companies keep absorbing the losses. And then, in October 2001, Enron reports a loss of $618 million in a single quarter. Wall Street freezes. That is not supposed to happen to the most innovative company in America. Then, the Securities and Exchange Commission announces it is opening an investigation. And then comes the moment that destroys everything. Enron's auditor, the firm responsible for confirming that the books are honest, is a company called Arthur Andersen. Arthur Andersen begins shredding documents, entire truckloads of documents. They shred for days. And when the investigators arrive, there is almost nothing left. It takes less than 2 months for Enron to go from America's most admired energy company to the largest bankruptcy in American history. $24 billion gone. 20,000 jobs gone. The employee pension fund, which was almost entirely invested in Enron stock, gone. Ordinary people who spent 30 years working for this company lost everything. Not some of it, everything. Meanwhile, the executives had been quietly selling their stock for months. Ken Lay, Jeff Skilling, Andrew Fasto. They knew what was coming. They got out. Their employees did not. Jeff Skilling was sentenced to 24 years in federal prison. He served 12. Andrew Fasto was sentenced to 10 years. He served 6. Ken Lay was convicted on 6 counts of fraud and conspiracy. He died of a heart attack before sentencing. Arthur Andersen, one of the largest and most prestigious accounting firms in the world, ceased to exist. 85,000 employees lost their jobs because their firm helped hide the fraud. But here is the part of this story that most people miss. Enron did not fail because it was unknown or unexamined. It failed in plain sight. The Wall Street Journal had published a critical investigation months before the collapse. Analysts had been raising questions about the financial statements for years. The numbers genuinely did not make sense to anyone who looked closely enough. And yet, the stock kept climbing. The analysts kept rating it a buy. The banks kept lending money. The board kept approving the bonuses. Because when a company is making everyone around it rich, nobody wants to be the person who asks the uncomfortable question. That is not a lesson about Enron specifically. That is a lesson about human nature. When the incentives point in one direction, people follow the incentives, not the truth. And that is why Enron happened, and why something like Enron will always happen again. The only question is whether you will be the person who asks the uncomfortable question early enough to matter, or the person who finds out the answer when it is too late. If this opened your eyes, subscribe. Because every week, we cover the financial stories and truths that traditional media is too distracted to explain properly.
When everyone is getting rich, hack. Most people stop asking questions.